Hey everybody, good morning. I'm recording this, pre-recording this because I've got a lot of people in my home and snow day and everything, so I don't want distractions during the class. Um, I will be available today, Thursday, for through the Google Meet, but I just want to make sure everything was pre-recorded so there were not any major issues. If for some reason you can't get a hold of me, Miss um, Newton and Miss Stockdale for third and fourth period will be available. Fifth and sixth, I will make sure to be checking my email, and I should be on the Google Meet. In case I'm not, please email me, fifth and sixth. Third and fourth, Miss Stockdale and Miss Newton should be available. So today and tomorrow. Today I'm here. Tomorrow I will not be here because we have the funeral for my grandfather tomorrow, so I won't be available. But the good news is I'm going to cover everything we're doing over today and tomorrow in this video. And then I will have things linked in tomorrow's agenda so you can have an idea of what's going on. Long story short, I'm going to go ahead and present everything to you today. That way you can make sure to just get all those things done. If you want to work really hard and you're done with other classes, you want to take time to work on this. If you want to get everything done for today and tomorrow, that's fine. I'm not going to stop you from working ahead. So let's talk about what we're doing today. So today, Thursday, February 18th, we are doing these following things. Number one, make sure you have all the assignments that we're due on Tuesday complete. So the entry document's done and the pre-assessment journal response for Revolution is done. If you need to watch videos on how to do those, go back to Tuesday's agenda. There's a video in there going over that. So let's take a second to talk about what our project is. Our project is going to be, so that it's kind of broken into two sections. The first section, we're looking at the history of revolutions, and we're looking at an allegorical comparison to the Bolshevik Revolution, a kind of symbolic reference through reading called Animal Farm by George Orwell. Okay. But for this project, in the end, we're going to be working with, we mentioned this in the entry document, with Liberty in North Korea. They're a nonprofit organization. They're based in California, and they work with people who have escaped the totalitarian regime of North Korea to seek freedom. And they help those people get resettled in nations that will accept them and help them to rebuild their lives. So we're going to be working with them and looking at what they do and see how you feel about what they do. And we'll talk about what we're doing for them. But before we do that, we have to understand, why do people want to either revolt or escape a government that mistreats them? And it's undeniable that people in North Korea can be and have been mistreated. Okay, we're going to look at kind of what that's like and what can result from those revolutions, and we're going to specifically look at the Bolshevik Revolution because they were being mistreated before the revolution, and then we're actually going to find out how that revolution will result in kind of a negative afterwards, and how the revolution didn't necessarily fix it, but how they strived to fix it. So that's basically what the project's looking at. And today we're going to jump into looking at the terms that we need to understand or need to know to be able to understand when we're talking about the Bolshevik revolutions and reading Animal Farm, some of the terms that we need to know. Okay, so that's our first assignment that's due today, is completing the Revolution and Reading Terms Chem Chart assignment. We've done Chem Charts in the past, and if you're new to this class this semester, you haven't done one yet, but it's really straightforward, and let's take a look at that. So click on this link, and that will take you to the assignment. It should look like this. All right, so this is a Chem Chart. So what it does is KIM. So you have keyword or term, you have the information or definition, and then the memory clue. So that's why it's called a Chem Chart. So keyword, information, memory clue. So Chem. It's a way to learn vocabulary and to remember that vocabulary. So the instructions say, match the following terms with the definition provided. Then find an image/memory clue to help you remember the term and definition. So we have all these terms here. And as you use those terms, what I would do if I were you is I would bold them. So let's do the first one together. So each of these terms aligns with one of these. So let's look at this first one. So the N at the beginning it means it's a noun, and it was a system of labor camps maintained in the former Soviet Union from 1930 to 1955, in which many people died. Now, I think that I know what it is, but let's say I'm a student, I'm looking through the words, I'm like, oh, I think I've heard of the word gulag as a place where you're sent away, or it's like a camp or a prison or something like that. Maybe you've heard that word. So you go and look up the word gulag in reference to the Bolsheviks or the Soviet Union or something like that. Obviously, there might be other slang terms or other terms that people have used. I know that gulag is associated with video games right now, but this is the historical reference and where this comes from. But yeah, you'd look it up and find, okay, that fits. So then you go over here and put gulag into the keyword. You can, let's bold it, make it bigger so it's easier to see. Gulag, okay? I don't even like that it's not centered. I want to center this. Just make it look nice. So gulag, okay? And then I would go out and make a memory clue, okay? Another thing I can do is read through this information. I want you to do this. So a system of labor camps, highlight the keywords here. Okay, this isn't necessarily required, but this is what I would want you to do and learn to do to help you be able to remember these important words. So a system of labor camps maintained in the former Soviet Union, so in the Soviet Union. So we're looking at Russia versus the Soviet Union. We're going to talk about what the difference between Russia and the Soviet Union is and what that is all about. From 1959 or 1930 1955, where many people died. Okay, so it's a labor camp, kind of like a prison where you have to work. Okay, so I'm going to go find a memory clue. Okay, the easiest. Usually we'd have this printed for you and you draw your memory clue, but we're going to find images online. If you are really tech savvy and you want to make a drawing and then copy and paste it in there, don't take too much time, obviously, but we're going to be okay with you just finding a image. So we're going to insert, and you go to image, insert, go to image, and then you can do upload from computer, but the easiest thing to do is to do search the web. And that will automatically pop up. And if you need to see how to do that again, rewind the video, but that'll automatically pop up this Google image search for you. So we're looking at labor camps. We're looking at it's like a prison. I'm going to say it's like a prison. And I'm going to look up the word prison and see if we can find, and I like the cartoons. Okay, something like this looks like something I can remember. Okay, so I don't even have to click and drag. I think I just click on it and then hit insert. Oh, there it goes. All right, got it. So my computer going a little slow. So we kind of see that they're in prison, and then I might even add some words. It's whatever you want it to be, but I'm going to add some words here, and I'm going to say work. Like, you got to work because it's a prison labor camp. It's labor. They're working until they die, essentially. So you're going to go and find terms for all of these. Now, if you get to a point where you're like, I think I have them right, and you want to check those, pop into the Google Meet. Let's see here. Where did that one? Pop into the Google Meet and you can ask and say, hey, do I have number 4 right? Do I have number 6 right? Something like that. Or reach across through GoGuardian and we can get that right. I might even tomorrow provide some information on that. We'll talk about it. But long story short, if you think you got them right or you're not positive on the order, we'll check and verify that you have that correct by tomorrow. So, all right. So that is one thing you're doing. You're going to do all of these. So there's 18. I gave you a majority of the time in class today to do that because that's one thing you're doing. The second thing you're doing is you're going to get started on a new No Red Ink practice. This is a really good thing to do while you're at home because it's very independent and we've done a lot of these and you guys are learning how to get better and practice through these. But it's not, we're starting it much earlier. So we're starting it today, and it's not due until the end of next week. So it's a little bit of a longer no red ink. So you don't sit there and be like, oh, then I can wait until next week to do it. No, you need to get started today, so you have those extra days to make sure you're not falling way behind. So this no red ink is on connecting clauses. Some of this is review, some of this is new on how to use like semicolons versus colons, and SWABIES and THAMOS, connecting conjunctions, things like that. So today your goal is to either take the no red ink diagnostic, which is optional, and if you get a 90% or higher, you can quit test out, or go ahead and just start the practices. Okay. So that is what we have to do today, okay? I am going to have a video ready for you for tomorrow. So if you are ambitious and you want to go ahead and jump into tomorrow's, you've done all this and you want to jump into tomorrow's work, you can start doing that because that will be available to you. Obviously, you're not required. So again, we will be available through the Google Meet. Miss Stockdale and Miss Newton will be available for 3rd and 4th. And 5th and 6th, please reach out to me if you have any questions. Appreciate it, guys. Thanks.